Setting up Shopify stores has been easier than ever because now you just combine it with the AI agents you use to code and let them handle everything. But just hooking Claude Code up to your store isn't enough on its own. To actually end up with a shop that doesn't look generic like every other Shopify store out there, you need to combine it with a few key pieces in your setup. By the end of this video, you will know the entire workflow that you can use to set up your own Shopify pipeline end to end so that you can start selling your products right away. You need to follow a few steps in order to prepare for building your store. The first thing you need is a Shopify Partner account. So you go to the browser and sign up. The Partner account matters because it gives you access to development tools that let you experiment with the platform. It is basically a sandbox for your stores where you can build your app the way you normally would, while also exposing development tools like fake payments and test users so you can test the app before it goes live. And later on, if you think your app is in a ready state to start selling, you just have to add payment integrations and you can easily move the development account to the merchant account where you can start selling real products to real people. Now, once you have created the app in the project, it is time to install the Shopify CLI. You can do this by copying the install command from the CLI docs and running it in the terminal. Once you run it, you will be prompted to select between a React app or an extension app. We chose the React app because that is what we mostly develop in, and it is easier to customize the app that way. After that, you can choose the language you want to use, and we picked TypeScript because of its type safety and security features as compared to JavaScript. Once you have run through this setup, it will install all the dependencies needed to run the app. After the dependencies are in, the project will be ready, and when you run it, you will see a basic template of the app from where you can start making further changes. So once the CLI has been installed, there are other things you need to install, starting with the Shopify AI toolkit, which adds on to the building process. The most important part of it is the MCP, and the install command for this MCP for all AI coding agents can be found in the docs. Since we were using Claude Code, we copied the command for Claude and installed the MCP, and you can do the same with any coding tool of your choice. Once the MCP is installed, it exposes its tools to Claude. But the MCP alone is not enough, because all the tools in it are basically there to help Claude build better. The MCP has no way to push changes to your store running in the cloud. It just contains docs and knowledge about the Shopify API along with other validations. So this setup was not enough for building on its own. And that is why the CLI matters, because it is actually the bridge between the Shopify app and the local setup. Aside from the MCP, you also need to install the plugin. The plugin matters because it contains multiple agents and skills bundled together. You can install it by following the install commands. After running the installation commands, run the reload plugins command, and all the agents and skills will be ready to use. Now the main setup is done, but before you actually start building, you need to prepare the project itself. The first thing to set up is the CLAUDE.md file, which is basically the file for guiding the agent on the practices you want it to follow. The CLAUDE.md we added contains all of the best practices that we always talk about. We have a dedicated full video on this where we walk through the best practices for the CLAUDE.md file, which you can check out on the channel. Aside from CLAUDE.md, you need some other things in place as well. By default, Claude generates SVGs and uses them as placeholders for images. But these SVGs won't do for our shop's visuals, so we created a skill to cover the gap. We created a Gemini image generation skill, which lets whichever agent you install it in call the Gemini CLI and prompt it to generate images for the website. The skill contains instructions on how to call the Gemini CLI and where to save the generated images. And because Gemini CLI has image generation integrated, there is no need for a separate API key, so you can use this skill directly just by relying on Gemini CLI authentication. Aside from image generation, we also built another skill for our own ease. The prototype skill works in a way that whenever you ask the agent for a design change, it first creates an HTML file that you can preview, and once you have previewed it, it applies that change to the app's design. The skill.md file contains details about the whole workflow divided into two phases. Once these skills are in place, there are some hooks that you also configure and connect in the settings.json inside the .claude folder. These hooks basically act as guardrails for Claude. For example, the pre-tool use script can stop Claude before it pushes changes directly onto the app without your approval. You can configure as many hooks as you want. So with this setup in place, we were ready to actually build the app. But before we move forwards, let's have a word by our sponsor, Willow Voice. If you spend most of your day typing emails, Slack messages, docs, and prompts, you're working way slower than you need to. Willow Voice lets you speak instead of type anywhere on your computer, and the text appears instantly. It's not like your built-in dictation that gets every other word wrong. Willow is 3 times more accurate, and it actually formats everything properly with paragraphs and structure. The best part is it adapts to what you're doing formal when you're writing an email, casual when you're on Slack, and technical when you're in code. It learns how you write over time so the output sounds like you, not a robot. Over 100,000 professionals use it daily, and it's SOC 2 certified with HIPAA compliance and zero data retention, so your words stay private. I've been using it for the past week, and going back to typing feels painfully slow now. Download Willow Voice free using the link in the description. Now, once this is in place, you can just prompt Claude on what you want to build. You need to describe the landing page you want, just like how we mentioned the style we wanted the landing page to follow. And because we had configured the skill, it loaded the prototype skill first. So instead of making the changes directly on the actual app, it wrote HTML code in which it finalized the design and then waited for our approval. It also opened the design in a new tab so that we could preview it. The first version it built looked clean and worked well visually, but it used placeholder sections on the landing page where the images should have gone. Since we had installed the image generation skill, it should have loaded that directly and used image generation in the first place. So we prompted it again to use the image generation skill and actually generate images for those placeholder sections. After we gave that prompt, it launched multiple Gemini CLIs through the bash tool and opened them in YOLO mode so that the Gemini CLI would not be blocked by any permission prompt. Claude launched multiple terminals and all of them started generating images in parallel. Image generation takes a longer time, so you have to wait for it to finish. Once the images were ready, you can check the website and it will look much more polished. And since the image generation prompts were also controlled by Claude, the images matched the UI style very well. Now with the visuals added in, the website was complete. You can iterate over the design at this point. Since we had no more changes to make, we asked Claude to proceed and implement the app in the store. It will ask you a few questions related to how you want the app to be implemented, like whether you want it synced with the live store or not, which we did, so we chose that option. Once you answer its questions, it proceeded to convert the HTML design into the app itself, not directly to the main app, but to the development app we had created. It mimicked the design one-to-one, and you can preview the app yourself to see that it has completely mimicked the design. Now, it was a good thing that we used the HTML preview before actually implementing it in the app, because this process takes a lot of time. And if you were iterating on the design using this process, it would have wasted a lot of time and tokens. HTML prototyping was much faster and easier to iterate with. Also, if you are enjoying our content, consider pressing the hype button because it helps us create more content like this and reach out to more people. Up to this point, the app isn't synced to the actual store URL. The design you just built is on the local server for preview on the local machine, and it also sits inside the theme preview, which is where it basically shipped the theme to the development app so we can live preview it. It is not the final version, it is just a draft. So we simply told it to sync the live, and it used the Shopify CLI and the MCP tools to sync the design to the main URL configured for the Shopify store. And after this, Claude will have updated the design live on your app. Now, similarly, you can ask it to update all of the other pages on your website, and it will follow the same process. It will first prototype the sections, then update them in the actual app, and then sync them to the hosted store. But there are a few things you will still need to do to your store to make it ready. At this point, you won't be able to add products because updating the products and making them ready for implementation requires the Shopify admin API. It cannot be done without the admin API because this is what gives you access to the main parts of the store, like the about page, products, and other management features. Up to now, we were just making changes to the theme and applying that theme to the store itself for visuals. In order to connect the admin API, you need to authenticate it with the store using the Shopify CLI. Once you enter the authentication command with your auth link, it will open the browser from where you can authenticate. After that, you will be able to create store-related pages, and it will use the Shopify MCP and the CLI tool together to update the other sections of the page. Now you can tell it to add in other products to your store so that you can start selling. But for adding products, you need to configure the permissions for the Shopify store so that it can access the tools via the admin API. Adding products needs more permissions than the ones we gave previously. We had only added the right content permission, but for adding products, we need additional permissions, like writing products and reading and writing publications. So you need to run the auth command again, but with added permissions. Once that is done, you can ask Claude to add products to your site. And once it does, you can check out the app and see the products listed there, along with the store being ready with product details and cart features, and can also check the products in the admin panel. But whoever visits your store still won't be able to make purchases at this point. For the store to actually be ready to sell products, you need to add payment details so that payments can be processed. You would also need to select a plan, because unless you do so, whoever visits your store will need to enter a password to view it, which is obviously not feasible. So once you have selected your plan, you will be able to start selling your products. Now, the whole setup guide and all the skills created here Partner can be found in AI Labs Pro for this video and for all our previous videos, from where you can download and use it for your own projects. If you found value in what we do and want to support the channel, this is the best way to do it. The link's in the description. That brings us to the end of this video. If you'd like to support the channel and help us keep making videos like this, you can do so by using the super thanks button below. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.